With everything I've been going through lately with the internet, how the trolls have been attacking me, I had a moment where I just was like, I don't know what to do with this. And I DM'd her first.
And interestingly enough, at one point Amberlynn messaged Rosie to let her know that she had started watching Rosie's videos. And of course, Rosie ran to my DMs because she knew she could trust me.
And she gave me really like nice, kind, empathetic, real advice on like how to deal with shit.
I love taking my anger out on haters. It's actually really cathartic. Like, genuinely. So thanks for that. Thanks for that.
The fact that she video called me and like shared stuff with me, like I know what she saw when she mentioned the Tumblr thing, and I won't be saying what.
She was on Tumblr looking at naked women bigger than me right after having sex with me. And the picture that is so engraved in my brain that made my whole soul leave my body was this woman on an oxygen tank in a hospital bed.
Oh my god! Hello! Hey Amber! Thank you for the super chat. Wow. Thank you. I was not expecting that.
Notably, she said, I'm on a healing journey that Amberlynn frankly deserves but won't admit up to enough to actually change.
Thanks for the super chat, Jack. I mean, I have no control, so, you know. I mean, for me, it's forever Shantel. I know Amber feels differently, but for me, it's forever Shantel. There's no redeemable anything to me in that regard, but right now, I think like Amber and I would need time to like trust each other. But I definitely see her as like an ally and like someone that I'm on friendly terms with, like for sure, and someone I empathize with. But I think it's fair. I think it's fair that we're both apprehensive. So, given the history of everything. You know, I can understand that perspective, New Name. I'm not going to agree or deny at this point, but I understand. Especially because last night, I mean, I know she's going through some, but I reached out to her because I wanted to talk to her. I needed to talk to her. And she didn't reciprocate the energy I had for her. So yeah, she told me that she's been watching me a lot. She told me that directly.
A viewer of Rosie's responded to those Instagram stories and started to tell Rosie that they felt like Amberlynn was copying her. And Rosie was kind of starting to think that that was true. And so she sent me this message. I started kicking myself for not tracking things as I noticed them because I have a really memory, but I've noticed her timing on some things being really weird in terms when I talk about it, do certain things, and her kind of mirroring them a bit. I have absolutely no desire to make this public, but you are an ALR encyclopedia, and if there's any truth to this, I think you'd see it if it's happening. I thought I was going insane. Also, there hasn't been anything super blatant, and if I said anything, I'd look like a clout chaser.
I mean, inspiration is a form of flattery, I suppose. So I'm not like upset about it. I don't think it's like crazy. Yeah, that's more or less kind of what happened, Tiger. But I talked to a different friend, and they helped me through my moment. Okay, I think it's good to not mask. Like with Amber, people see through it, so it's good to be honest. I hope you start to feel better. Thank you, Stevie. I appreciate it, girl. I did see your comment. I just didn't respond to it. But you left it on one of my lives where you were like, I think you asked like, why was I being supportive of Amber? But I don't know if that was intentionally used against me to have someone on her side or not. I don't at this point, with what happened after the most recent live last night, I feel pretty stupid. So I don't know. It's confusing, but yeah. I really felt like I was doing the right thing. And I think all I did was I kind of got some egg on my face.
The way you're explaining you both crashing out, it sounds like you're already forgiven her. If she asked you back, would you get back together? I don't know. Oh my God, someone said, bro, she hates you.
Ooh, this is entertaining because I love me some drama all the time. So definitely I was tuned in.
Yo, ciao, it's P. I'm uptown right now. I'm on my way to the West Bank to put a twist on this thing, you heard? Oh, oh yeah, oh, oh yeah, oh, oh yeah. Now I don't mean to sound rude, baby, I hurt you nothing. I want an independent woman if she's working with something. I want a slim fine woman with some twerk with her. See, you got a lot, but I can work with her. Want a big fine woman with some pop, 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 with some twerk, twerk, with some pop, 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 with some twerk, pop, 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 twerk, pop, 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 twerk, pop, pop, pop. Bounce your booty up and down, 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 bounce your booty up and down. Turn around and stick your booty out, stick your booty out, turn around and stick your booty out, stick your booty out, turn around and stick your booty out, stick your booty out, turn around and stick your booty out, stick your booty out, bounce your booty up and down, 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 bounce your booty up and down, 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 bounce your booty up and down, 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 bounce your booty up and down, 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 touch your toe, bounce your booty, bounce your booty, bounce your booty, up and down, touch your toe, bounce your booty, bounce your booty, bounce your booty, up and down, touch your toe, up and down, touch your toe, up and down, bounce your booty, up and down, touch your toe, bounce your booty, up and down, touch your toe, bounce your booty, touch your toe, bounce your booty, up and down, your booty out, your booty out, your booty out, around, your booty out, your booty out, your booty out, your booty out, around, your booty out, your booty out, your booty out, your booty out, around, your booty out, your booty out, your booty out, your booty out, around, your booty out. You ain't got a lot, but I can work with her, work with her, work with her. You ain't got a lot, but I can work with her, work with her, work with her. You ain't got a lot, but I can work with her, work with her, work with her. You ain't got a lot, but I can work with her, work with her, work with her. You ain't got a lot, but I can work with her, work with her, work with her, now work with her, now work with her, now work with her, now work with her. You ain't got a lot, but I can work with her, now 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 work with her. Walk with it, now work, 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 walk with it, now work. Your booty out, now work, walk with it, 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 now work, walk with it.
Happy Friday. We made it, y'all. We made it to the weekend. Hello, hello, hello. To anyone watching in real time, thank you so much for being here. To anyone watching during playbacks, I appreciate you. To all my channel members and patrons, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And to my mods who are always here holding me down, I appreciate y'all so much. It's been a week. It's been a week. And there's a lot to discuss. As of yesterday, Rosie, or the day before, Rosie was going to take the day off of streaming. So I'm hoping the girls can just take a moment because there's a lot to catch up on from the past week over the next few days. I wanted to circle back because there's certain points that I don't want to miss, no matter how long it takes me to get back on the platform. I wanted to circle back to the morning of Amberlynn's first mini crash out over Tommy and the excitement that Rosie had to be an ear for Amberlynn. The same Rosie who don't want shit to do with this space, which I would understand. It's not for everyone, but she was so giddy. And we fast forward to literally a couple of days ago, Rosie taking the opportunity to sit on her platform and force out some tears because an account, Tommy, that may be for Tommy, was reposting the content she used to partake in. I don't understand how someone who has studied this space, and let's be clear, Rosie has studied it, has studied this space, has been so involved in this space for so long, responded like that. She could have just shrugged it off. Keep it pushing. Fry up your next meal. Make sure you hit that 10,000 calorie goal that you clearly have. But she's sitting on a platform crying. It wasn't a crash out the way she titled it. It was just a pathetic attention-seeking moment. But we will get into that probably in a couple of days because there's a lot of streams that I've been editing that we have to get to, and I really want to focus on Amberlyn and Rosie's friendship, this allyship, this pathetic attempt at really just getting more attention when it comes to Rosie's part. Here's the thing, and I'm going to get to all the support. Thank you again for everyone being here. Here's the thing. You don't have to be loud when you try to support someone. You really don't. Let's just say some of the things we'll be discussing about Rosie, some of the things that she said about Amber, let's just say she changed her mind. And she sees how everything is playing out. And she's like, you know what? I don't like this. Even though I have my opinions on this chick, I'm going to reach out to her. Those DMs could have remained private. She didn't have to make sure she rushed to join Amberlynn's membership at the top of one of her most recent viewed streams. That was intentional. She didn't have to go live right after that first mini crash out to bask in the attention. She could have been supported silently. If that's what she really wanted to do, is be supportive, she could have done it silently and just kept rolling around in that chair in her kitchen. But Rosie made sure people knew she was around. Rosie made sure people understood she was in Amber's chat. Rosie made sure she was seen. And now with these pictures circulating, what the fuck are you crying for? The only people or the only person who should be crying is anyone who actually saw those pictures. I saw those pictures that were sent to me multiple times, by the way. You know what? I'm not even going to say it. I'm not going to say it. It's just not right. It's not right. The human body is not meant to be that size. The fact that she was engaging in what she was engaging in to be that size, to sit there and have those pictures out there. I saw, you know, I'm trying not to completely degrade her. There was a picture that I saw that I was very confused. I was confused by things that seem to not be there that normally would be there. If you know, you know. The human body is a very interesting thing. The human body can handle a lot, and it's very interesting. That's all I'm going to say. We're going to move on from that because now I'm thinking about the damn pictures that were sent to me that I didn't ask to be sent to me. There are certain things it's okay that I'm left in the dark. And I know I'm a hypocrite because I like to paint a lot of pictures, but at least I'm painting a picture with my mind. That's all I do. I didn't deserve for those pictures to be sent to me. I'm being dramatic for the people who did. Shout out to y'all, because oh my God. Oh my God. Ooh, Rosie, watch your fucking mouth. When you got pictures like that floating around, watch your fucking mouth on this internet. Watch your mouth. And here's the thing. I want to go into this, making it very clear, and I'm going to get started in a second. I want to go into this very clear. I am biased in a lot of ways. And one of the ways that I am biased, and I don't shy away from that, is when you popping your shit about someone that I consider a friend, a good friend. It doesn't mean my friends can't be criticized. Everyone can be criticized. I can be criticized. But when you pop your shit to try to criticize or try to drag my friend and then you're wrong on top of that, God help you. Especially if I make the time. And for those who don't know, Zachary Michael is my friend. That's Beck. Ooh, Rosie, I'm going to get you together. And I'm going to give it some time, but please believe I will be Googling and comparing her to all type of animals that weigh over 550 pounds. And no, that's not something Zachary would do. That's what I do. See how we're two different people? Zach doesn't tell me what to do. I don't tell Zach what to do. I choose to pop my shit if you want to run your mouth and spread false shit about my friends in my way. And I don't ask anyone for permission because I'm fucking grown. Anyways, let me get started on this. Cyberspace, thank you so much for being a member for 1 month. FFG, I don't talk about politics in my stream. Contradiction. I'm too much of a coward to make any opinions, make my opinion public, and I like the money coming from both sides. Love, Charlie. Have a nice weekend. Love you too, boo, and I appreciate you. Did she say this recently? What's she talking about? Oh my God. Speaking of FFG, yes, we'll be bringing her. Well, I'll be bringing her back in a few days. I just got a lot to catch up on, but trust me, she's in rotation. But apparently yesterday, I believe it was yesterday's stream, I saw the clip on Twitter. Shantel and Shannon made up when she was in Canada last. Shantel and Shannon made up. Fake on both sides, don't get me wrong. But I would like to see and hear, well, not see because that bitch ain't on camera, it's an avatar, but I would love to hear FFG's thoughts on that. Because I have a few thoughts around that whole fake reunion, them making up as far as Shannon and Shantel. But I would love to hear FFG's opinion. I'm sure she's scouring the internet as we speak to try to go with the most popular opinion, but I just want to see how she presents it. I would love to hear that. So I'll be looking out for those tweets or anyone in Discord because we have a very, very active FFG thread in my Discord. And I don't shy away from saying that. Anna, thank you so much. I voted Amber because I trust her to betray me. Let me actually get to the poll. Thank you. Because I know I will let a poll ride for a good 3 hours. Who would you trust more in a friendship? Ooh, 722 votes. Thank you. 74% said Rosie. 25% said Amber. I would trust Rosie more. And hear me out. I would trust that I wouldn't swing at her first chance I got just because of the abusive background with Amber. I just know my patience would run thin. So in a way, it's that I don't trust my behavior with Amber. And with Rosie, I feel like I would have more fun clocking her lies and just seeing how she thinks she's manipulating, say, myself or maybe mutual friends. I would have more fun with Rosie. She hasn't displayed, at least not yet, behavior as dangerous as Amber. And I just don't have the patience for someone like Amber, especially knowing that I know what I know. We'll be at lunch, and next thing you know, like I just swing at her and say, this is for Beck. This is for Case. Like, and it wouldn't make sense. It really wouldn't make sense. So with knowing their history and for my personal freedom and the fact that I don't actually think I look great in orange. I look good in coral, not orange. And yes, there's a difference. And I just don't want another mugshot out there. So I would personally choose Rosie because I trust myself more with someone like Rosie. Yeah. And she's a Floridian. Sometimes I like to play around with crazy. I like to play around with crazy sometimes, which is my problem. But yeah. So let me see. Sweary, thank you so much for 4 months, 4 faces, and not one of them pretty. So sad. Also, I messaged you on Twitter. Sweary, do me a favor, just because sometimes people's messages get buried. Can you message me one more time so then it could bring you, at least I hope that's how Twitter works. It could bring you to the top, and I'll look out for your DM after I get off stream. Thank you, boo. Thank you. Jerry, thank you so much for the super chat. Be right back. This requires a can of Pringles. Thank you for the super chat. Baby, we gonna get into it. Cause one thing, I will never understand. This is why, like, at least for me, I can only speak for myself. If someone ever threatens, like, oh, I'm gonna release DMs on you, go ahead. The fuck? What's that supposed to do? I don't understand people who are so different, like privately. I can understand if you're sharing something maybe vulnerable, like a past trauma or something. Maybe that's like, okay, let's not release that. That's fucked up. That's let people come out with their own shit. But for the most part, I pop my shit the same way I do in DMs. It's not that hard. So to see Zach's video, and mods, if you can, I hope I did remember to link it, but if I didn't, I'll make sure to go back and link Zach's video. Mods, if you can, I'm sure a lot of you have seen it. I'm sure probably most of you have seen it, but please, as a reminder, to periodically put Zach's Rosie video in the chat, because that was good. It's just like, God, I knew Rosie was pathetic, attention seeking, and just desperate in a lot of ways. But when you listen to Zach's video, and it's worth every minute, when you listen to Zach's video and then go over the DMs and stuff, I'm like, Rosie, why did you ever want the attention of this space? And I do believe, I've said this before, when it comes to Amber and Rosie's disdain for Zach specifically, I think one of the things they underestimate is the fact that Zach actually shows a lot of you dumb bitches grace too. Zach's delivery will never be as nasty as, like, say, someone like me, or as blunt, but Zach's not a fucking idiot. And the fact that Rosie was doing all this, sending all these messages, and then sitting on top on her platform, making it sound as though Zach was grooming her, Zach was being fake, Zach was calculated with the ways that they would communicate. No, stop fucking projecting. Project less and apply for jobs more. Project less and lie less and clean more. Walk more. That has more value with Rosie's time. Fucking pathetic, bitch. Anyways, let me... Oh, Perfectly Imperfect. Oh, Perfectly Imperfect. You. I was talking about you like 2 streams ago. It don't matter. It was recently, and it was about Rosie's content. Perfectly Imperfect is the one on Twitter doing the recaps. You know how I go to DX or Kristen for Shantel's recaps? Perfectly Imperfect is exactly who you follow on Twitter for Rosie's recaps. The other account that I follow for Amber recaps, I always forget their name, and it's never shade, but Perfectly Imperfect is the Rosie recap general at this point when it comes to Twitter, just so y'all know. So y'all could drop Perfectly Imperfect's account in the chat as well, please. Oh, and thank you. Thank you for joining the Gold Cluster. Welcome to Memberships, boo. But yeah, because I ain't gonna hold you. There's times I cannot, hold on real quick. There's times I cannot like always keep up because I'm working at the same time. That's where the recaps come in. And that's when I'm like, ooh, I'll be tuning in and editing that one down. So I appreciate the work you put in, because it clearly takes a village to follow all these damn train wrecks. Sheepy, thank you. Thank you for 5 months. Happy Friday, looking gorgeous as always, Charlie. This came right on time. I'm busting my ass at the gym doing legs, back, and arms today. Baby, get a few more in for legs for me. I appreciate you. And get a sweat in. And thank you for 5 months. Oh, speaking of Just so you know, when y'all compliment me, that's when I remember. Probably sounds horrible to say, but that's when I remember to tell you guys the palette. I use the same palette as I mentioned recently, the Mothership 5 by Pat. So I went in with this color here. The thing is, I'm gonna have to post it on Twitter because it's not gonna show right on camera, but it's like a dual chrome. It's Pat McGrath. She just never misses. But that's what I used on my eyes. And as pricey as this is, number one, try to buy these during their sales during the holidays. That's where you get your money's worth for sure. But Pat, I have never spent anything on her products and regretted it. Never. So just want to point that out there because I know Pat McGrath is a more luxury brand. So thank you. Klanka, thank you for 5 months. Work cold brew and Charlie live stream on a Friday. Eat your eat your blood sugar out. Pocahontas. Can you believe we were gifted that? Pocahontas. Yeah, the Pocahontas thing is one of those examples where I would shut down and come back as a Bible channel. Yep. Call me Sister Clark. And I just thought of that based off of Klanka. Call me Sister Clark. I would come back as Sister Clark. Yeah, I would be like, oh, Charlie. Don't know her. Sister Clark. Let's open our Bibles. Thank you. Nicole Y, thank you so much for 6 months. Rosie's title alone showed you how much she was piggybacking that drama. But no, she wants nothing to do with that. She's just so distraught. The fuck out of here. And by the way, another thing, with all these train wrecks who clearly have nothing but time, if you're not going to apply for jobs, if you're not going to clean your house, if you're not going to keep up with your hygiene, which most seem to suffer with and struggle with, pull up some tutorials on acting. Because I can't carry this for everybody. I said I'm an executive producer. I didn't say I was one of the actors. Pull up some fucking tutorials step by step and work on the acting. Because this makes me look bad as well. Because when the acting is as pathetic as it was in Rosie's stream, I got to carry too much on my back. And I'm not here to do that because I executive produce for free for the most part. I mean, I do monetize my opinions, but you get my point. Pull up some fucking tutorials and pull it together. My first month, y'all, feeling like a baby. Thank you, Water of Life. Thank you so much for 1 month. I appreciate you. Oh, and that's another thing. One of the DMs, and we'll go over it. One of the DMs where Rosie was saying to Zach, like, she feels like she has a gift for these things. I'm paraphrasing, we'll go over it. But pretty much Rosie was making it seem like, she has a gift for being a content creator. She could bring a lot more to the table, like way more than the girls. Like she has that thing, that oomph. Bitch, when are you planning to clock that in? Like, when does that surface? When does that enter the content? Because all she does is roll around in her kitchen, cook, and eat. So this gift, this thing that she can bring that the other girls don't have, they don't possess, can we get that one? Because Rosie goes live in about an hour and a half, around 6 my time, 6 Eastern. Can you bring that person onto that stream? I'd appreciate it. Maybe she was waiting to give the big reveal of this amazing creator that just has so much to bring to the table. Can that creator clock in tonight at 6? I'd appreciate it. Thank you. I have mental health. I have mental health. Thank you for 5 months. Has it been 5 months already? We've been through so much. Baby, time flies. Can y'all believe we're in August? August. It's about to be the holidays. But here we are. Sugar, thank you for the super chat. What if it's a Tumblr that Rosie made to pose as Emily to create more drama and attention towards her? I heard that account is still active and she was directing people to try to go find it. Sugar, thank you for the super chat. If that's the case, I don't believe that's the case. If that's the case, just know it will become public eventually. One thing about Rosie, she always got an op in her circle. always got an op in her circle. That's part of the reason we used to know some of the things that she was like planning and plotting in her discords or private DMs and stuff. If that is true, that will surface. I don't believe that to be true, though. I actually do think the account is Tommy's. I do think the account is Tommy's. If for any reason I'm wrong on that and that account is not Tommy's, it's a viewer who was a troll who knew how to mix things up. And Rosie gave them the attention that they were looking for. But as of right now, I do believe that was Tommy. If it was Rosie, trust me, it will surface. It will absolutely surface. I'm going to get to more of the support in a second. I do want to get started because I'm just at the 30-minute mark. And y'all know me, I will keep talking. I'm a talker. Oh, I'm a talker. And I just wanted to show you at the top of the screen, at the top of the stream, sorry, some of the emojis or memes, not emojis. Let me try that again. Some of the memes and the different facial expressions that we have for this stream. I have a couple more, but you know, I have the side eye that you guys are aware of when it comes to Rosie, but I wanted to give a variety of side eyes. So I wanted to make sure FFG had a moment as well. So I feel like hers, you feel it a lot more because you could kind of smell her and her chins look a bit aggressive. So we have Rosie to give a side eye and we have FFG to give side eyes as well, because there will be a lot of side eyeing when we go through this stream, specifically at Rosie, that fake bitch. So yeah, again, FFG. Oh God. Lord, thank you for not making me that ugly, because I run my mouth too much to be that ugly. I run my mouth too much. Fuck no. I can't. I run my mouth too much. Let's get into Rosie's stream. Post Amberlynn's first mini crash out.
Man, oh man, oh man. I'm cleaning up. I didn't really finish cleaning up the kitchen at all last night.
So I wanted to include this clip because we are going to gag together and this is a bonding moment. And no, y'all better not fucking leave. You better sit right there because we're bonding together. Rosie talking about she needs to get up and clean as if she does that often. And then I was on Twitter and future Mrs. Beck tweeted this. So we are going to look at this together. Because Rosie nasty ass needs to clean that house and needs to clean out that fridge, especially since she's always taking inventory of the food. I don't know how she missed this nasty shit right here, but I need her to start opening containers off screen. And yes, we're watching this together. Everybody sit down and watch.
I've heard black bean brownie. I've heard black bean brownies are really good. Ah!
Why? I have never seen something like that grow in a container of Cool Whip. And for a bitch who sits in that kitchen all day, why did she not realize that was going on in the fridge? I don't know what happened. I'm not a scientist. I did not graduate college, but I know I don't need a degree to know that's fucking nasty, and she could have prevented that from happening. Nasty. Instead of sitting there DMing people to be messy, clean out that fucking fridge. Pick up a Swiffer. Actually, you need more than a Swiffer. I would say get on her hands and knees, but I don't know who's going to help her back up. Clean. Stay out of people's DMs being messy and clean. You know my messy ass, I'll be up here a few times a week. And you know what you will never see in my fridge? Some shit like that growing. No. The fuck? I make sure I have a balance with my time.
That was a little traumatizing. Let me watch this go real quick.
I know I don't have to point this out, but I do it just in case someone who's watching is new and also be petty, I want to remind y'all what you're witnessing is someone who's constantly rolling around in a chair instead of getting their fucking big ass up to do things around the kitchen. I know that chair can handle a lot, and that's another reason I want to know the brand and manufacturer of that chair, because that's a solid one right there.
I'm freaking hungry though, and so I'm cleaning up, but I think I'm gonna just go ahead and say fuck it and make shrimp Alfredo for breakfast because I need to finish it off. And I'm starving. Are you a morning person? Not normally, no. I had a really weird night. And it's already out on the internet. It's already happened publicly.
Well, she made sure she was front and center during Amberlin's stream, to be clear. And she's so excited. It's interesting to see Rosie do this because she can't even hide her excitement. And it's just like, girl, you're lame. You're pathetic.
It's been a wild time for me.
So I go on to fucking Instagram tonight.
Just a reminder.
I reply to QuirkyLoveRosee.
Oh, before she goes into this, I also want to say, everyone builds friendships differently, and I can't say the way I would be in my friendships, others would be. Again, you build that however you want to. But if for any reason, for anyone who may be a future friend, and I know my current friends, they know what's up. If for any reason I'm on this internet crashing out, and a friend of mine or someone who is possibly looking to build a friendship with me goes live immediately afterwards to like ride that momentum and take joy out of that, bitch, you're not my friend and you won't be my friend. Okay? I remember, for those who have been around for a while, and when I tell you, I was so happy to hear when that person deleted that stream. I've embarrassed myself on this platform a few times. There was one specific stream where I accepted to go on a panel. It was on Irate Alex's stream. And for those who may not know, there's this very micro creator by the name of Peanut. I don't know what drug she be on, but she on something. And she comes back online every like few weeks to ask for internet money or money to like have her computer diagnosed and, you know, stuff like that. It's very, very questionable and interesting. She was up there. And me, I am actually controversial, and confrontational, sorry. And I'll argue people down, especially if I know you lying. Not a smart move on my part. Early days of me being on YouTube. So here you go. Oh, you want to come here? Let's do it. Please. Baby, if I could have reached through that screen, I didn't have the opportunity to. So I'm just cursing back and forth with this bitch, showing my whole ass. When I tell y'all, if y'all saw those clips from that stream, you'd have been like, that's Charlie? Since when does she go back with people? I actually do like to argue. I would prefer to do it in person because at some point I want to stop arguing and it's time for us to square up. But I was so frustrated. When I tell you, I was yelling, screaming, like showing my ass, bitch, showing my ass. And during this time, you want to know what was happening? My friends texting me, DMing me, bitch, get the fuck off. Bitch, get down. Bitch, this was not a good idea. Get down, close this down. Like they're literally texting me, DMing me, writing in chat, like, Irate Alex, you need to shut this down. You're not moderating. And here it go me. I see the text. Fuck out of here. I'm in the middle of arguing. Miss me with this. Literally, back to back, all my friends like, girl, stop. Shut it down. Please stop. Please stop. But when I'm at a certain level, I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. They were right, to be clear. They were 1000% right in telling me, like, girl, you need to shut the fuck up. This is not a good look. That's why from time to time you'll hear people reference that stream and then somehow blame me for the stream not being up. It was not on my channel. But if I remember correctly, the feedback Irate Alex had from that stream, he felt it was like not the best. So he actually deleted it. He didn't just private it, he deleted it. Doing me a solid, because when I tell you those clips would have been circulating till this day, because I was going off, and you guys don't hear it because I don't really have a reason to, but my voice can carry. People think I've been on this platform angry, but you've never heard me yell. If you were in the stream on Irate Alex channel, you have heard me yell. You've heard me yell, and you've heard me attempt to come through a fucking screen to swing on a bitch. Because Peanut's one of those tough talking, I think she lives in New York, on a light day. That's light work for me on my period. On my worst period day, that's light work for me. And this bitch used to say some heinous shit, spin some lies. And I'm like, you want me on a platform with her? Let's talk, bitch. I've learned since that's not wise. It's not. And I also realize I'm not ever going to get the opportunity to see most of these people in person. So it is what it is. But all that to say, if my friends who didn't do what they did hit me up like, bitch, get the fuck off this live right now, that's friends. They didn't go right after me showing my ass on YouTube. They didn't fire up a stream to laugh about it, to find joy in it. What they actually did is continue to curse me the fuck out after I got off that stream. Like, bitch, what's wrong with you? You know better. You don't give these people this type of fucking attention. That's what you just did. You gave them the attention they was looking for. That's one of the reasons I learned to not react so fast, because I showed my ass that day. My friends literally taught me, like, girl, don't react. Don't give them your attention. In that day, I gave them my attention. I looked like a complete idiot. I sounded like one too. So again, the whole point of saying all that is if my friends quickly went live right after that to capitalize off of me showing my ass that day, we wouldn't be friends. We wouldn't be friends. Oh, again, CC, it's this micro YouTuber who actually is bannovating, but currently not on the platform. She used to be a reactor who actually ended up getting terminated because some of the things she was saying was completely against terms of service. And then she came back and resurfaced as like the creator who criticizes the reactors, the same reactors she tried to be, but she's bitter. And also I don't know what her issues with drugs is, and I don't know if it's truly in her past based on some of the incidents that she has had on stream that I have saved in my phone. But yeah, she's just a lost, pathetic bitch. That's all you gotta know. Lost. Oof. Oh God. I remember that first incident that she had on stream, baby. My DMs blew the fuck up. You know how quickly I saved it? And not only did I save it to my favorites. Never let me dislike you and catch you in some shit like that. Ugh. Yes, I'm one of those people who have folders dedicated to bitches that they don't like online. Yes, I'm grown enough to admit that. And what the fuck anybody gonna do about it? Imagine beefing with me. You gotta be a dumb bitch.
I happened to click another message and they were like, you know who is talking to Snowflake? And I was genuinely so confused. I didn't know, you know who? I didn't know who that was. And I was like, there's no way it's fucking Tommy again. I was like, there's no fucking way. There's genuinely no way. This is a bad idea. Like, and no pun intended, I feel so fucking heavy in my chest because it hurts so bad.
Some unexpected things occurred.
Again, this stream is following that. Not a friend. Sorry.
I know, Diamond. I know. A lot of things have changed. I know. I didn't. You are correct. I did not. What a morning it's been. Yeah. I'll probably have to retell this a few times, but I'll tell you guys what happened from my perspective. So, me and Amber started like DMing a little bit, and I kind of briefly hinted at it, but I didn't really like go into detail because, with everything I've been going through lately with the internet, how the trolls have been attacking me, I had a moment where I just was like, I don't know what to do with this.
Oh, before we get into this, thank you for that reminder, Sunny Days. Can one of my mods drop Lindsay's video, the Peanut video? You know the video. For those who are not aware of who Peanut is, the micro influencer that I was referring to, the micro YouTuber influencer is too kind to use, but the micro YouTuber I was referring to, there's an amazing edit that is used. And yes, that is her voice. That's not mechanics. That's not an automobile. That is the sound that came from a very, very iconic incident from this space. And from time to time, I do need to make sure I do my part to spread that video, spread that sound. God. Go ahead, Rosie, continue.
And I DM'd her first.
And interestingly enough, at one point, Amberlynn messaged Rosie to let her know that she had started watching Rosie's videos.
Now, this is my good friend, Zach. And I want to run this back just for 1 second because I want us to look at these text messages here. Look at the wall of text. One of the things that does like set me back and give me pause when I'm DMing someone, if the ratio of replies is a bit much and it's not like something that I really need need you to elaborate on, it does give me a bit pause. The purple bluish text, those are coming from Rosie. The very small gray is coming from Amber. One thing about Rosie, baby, if you give her the time, she gonna talk. She gonna talk and keep talking. And I didn't take the time to count how many characters are within these DMs, but I hope the characters in these DMs match whatever's on her fucking resume, since she got so much time to text and write out novels. Just, it's a lot. And again, Zachary Michael has a beautifully laid out video just clocking the fuck out of Rosie. Actually, let me take this moment. I don't care if that's my friend and I'm biased. I want to take this moment to give my friend their flowers because Zach ate Rosie the fuck up in that video. I said, oh, the receipts, the clips, everything was just beautifully put together. You should have kept them and they dog name out your fucking mouth. And now I'm gonna sit here and talk about a dog myself. One that resembles a Saint Bernard and probably smells like one as well.
She had started watching Rosie's videos. And of course, Rosie ran to my DMs because she knew she could trust me. And in the messages she had with Amberlynn specifically...
Oh, Lindsay might have taken it down. Okay, no worries. I have the edit saved. I could find it and play it first in the future. If for any reason Rosie was to put it back up in the future, we'll definitely play it. Go ahead, Zach. Go ahead, friend. Oh, and you notice how I said friend and we're actually friends. Viewers and some creators need to really learn. Go ahead, friend. Zach, the one, who we text quite often. We've hung out in person. Zach's actually been there for me in some really, really tough times. Zach was actually one of the people who was there for me and, of course, kept it private when I was going through my own breakup. Go ahead, friend. Great friend at that. Rosie bitter ass.
She talked to Amberlynn about the possibility of her making a video about Amberlynn. In a now deleted video on her channel titled "Let's Put Amberlynn Reid Comparisons to Bed for Good," Rosie talked about how she unintentionally set herself up for being too involved in girl world.
And I basically was just like, hey, so just so you know, I was never like trying to like fuck with your, I thought, ex.
Well, that's a lie. I don't know why she keeps saying this. And I've tried to not ask for it just because I like to do the work and find it myself because it's a lot more satisfying. So the people who have the screenshots of the Discord of Rosie plotting to get in Tommy's DMs, can you please send it to me on Twitter if you don't mind? I will credit whoever it is. It's just I was trying not to ask because I know I could find it. It's just taking me a really long time to find, and I just like to be satisfied with doing the work myself. But to the people who have those screenshots, because I've actually seen them, please DM them to me and I will go over it in my next stream, my next Rosie stream.
And I said some stuff. And we talked a little bit, and she had no reason to be nice to me because I've been such a bitch about her on the internet very openly. And she gave me really like nice, kind, empathetic, real advice on like how to deal with shit.
I love taking my anger out on haters. It's actually really cathartic. Like, genuinely. So thanks for that. Thanks for that.
The reason I played that clip is while Amberlynn was saying that, because first of all, going to Amber for advice is not wise. That's literally one of the last people that I would go to advice for. Like there's a list of people, a list of YouTuber creators I would not go to for advice when dealing with this platform. Amberlynn is one, Nikocado is one, damn near, definitely not Shantel. James Charles is one I would never. Jeffree Star, fuck no. Trisha Paytas, absolutely not. There's a few. There's a few. Not a chance in hell. And I've been given great advice from this platform from other creators that would be at the bottom. It would have to be like life or death. But I find it interesting that Rosie, the way she frames her criticism of Amber or the times that she was a bit louder, it's because she went along with what she saw was popular. She went along, and I can't stand when people do this. If you don't fuck with something that I say or other creators say, pop your shit. Give your opinion. But it was okay, and it was celebrated when Rosie thought there was a space here where she could benefit from. Zach was all these great things. Zach actually, according to Rosie, played a pivotal part in her leaving such a dangerous community, giving her the push to do certain things on this platform. But now it's a different story because she's realizing the attention that she wanted is not going to be framed in the way that she thought it would be. Because there's actually a lot of similarities between her, Amberlynn, and Shantel. It's pathetic.
And it really just like, I don't know, man. It shifted some of my experience of like her. And we had been talking a little bit back and forth, and I was like trying to sleep tonight. And I was like waking up every hour. I remember the exact time because I looked at my phone and I was like, what the fuck? It was like 2:45, 2:46. And I get an incoming video call from her. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck? So I answer it. And I'm not going into details about the conversation, but she went live. She just got off live, like, not even an hour ago.
And I know this is going to be very petty, and in no world do I believe this would ever happen, but just in case a bitch is that dumb or possibly drunk or high, if Amberlynn ever was to video call me And I don't really know how that feature works. But if I was to just be laying around and then saw Amberlynn call me, I would pick up, to be clear, but I'm gonna be disrespectful as fuck. Bitch, go wipe your ass. Go wipe your ass. What color washcloth are we using today? Have we abused an ex recently? Like, I'm just going in like that. I'm not even gonna do the confused, like, hello? Literally, I'm just picking, you dirty ass bitch, you called my phone? Did you wash your ass before you did that? The fuck? Honestly, she would hang up after about 15 seconds. That's one of the reasons I never responded to Shantel when she had DM'd me, because I knew anything I'm gonna say was gonna be disrespectful. I was gonna make sure her answers just felt it. And back then, especially around the time that she DM'd me, anything I said, I was an angry, dangerous Black woman. So I definitely didn't respond, because that would have been twisted into some crazy shit. So I was like, I'm just not going to respond, because then I'm going to be a dangerous, angry Black woman. So I was just like, I'm going to leave it where it's at. But today, now that we have a better understanding as far as people who follow me, if I don't fuck with you, do not DM me. If I publicly make it known I do not fuck with you and I will drag you any chance that I get, I'm going to be even nastier in DMs. Okay? So Amber, Shantel, FFG, especially now, and Rosie, bitch, no. You want to confess to someone, you want to have a conversation to someone, seek the Lord. Seek a creator who is much kinder than me, not me.
And she shared stuff with me that she didn't share in the live. I will not be discussing that. But she also shared with me what she discussed in the live. I couldn't believe what I heard. She directly read texts to me. So I've always known that Emily's like a vindictive monster, but like to have it confirmed that way was crazy.
And she still was desperate to get in Tommy's DMs. Here's the thing. If you know someone's a vindictive monster, someone's dangerous, even for drama, why would you want to engage with that person? Even if you knew whatever you were doing would kick up some drama, why would you want that attention from someone who you believe from the beginning was dangerous? That's interesting. Because when I consider people dangerous, even if we end up going back and forth on social media, you will understand my opinion of you will speak through those exchanges as well. I'm not going to be kind. And let's not forget, Rosie was also the same one who's super chatting Beck when Beck was on this platform expressing their experience with Amberlynn. That was Rosie. And a few people was actually dragging Rosie during that stream, because I remember. But Rosie sees a different opportunity now. And she's trying to take it. And the response is never going to be what she expected. I will never understand why people underestimate this space. Yes, there's a lot of hypocrisy. There's a lot of dumb shit that happens. But when people clock you and take the time to clock you, they're going to clock the fuck out of you. There's a reason there's a lot of creators are gravitating towards Rosie. They see what's up. She wanted the attention. Here it is. Good luck.
And so I decided to join her chat and like be a part of that conversation.
She was already talking to Amber in DMs. She could have kept it private. She made sure to be part of that chat so that viewers, the thousands of people that were there watching, could see her, can see the exchange. That's why. And I want to actually give an example. And normally I don't do this, but I want to really drive a point home. There are creators who talk to one another you would never know. And the reason I'm bringing up this creator, it's because it's a creator that Rosie actually enjoys, as she should, because the creator is actually really dope. For those who don't know, from the start of my channel, it was very health focused. It was. I loved the drama. It was health focused, but I started to lean more into the drama because that's what I enjoy. And as you can see, bitch, if it continued to be health focused, it would be completely a failure. But here we are. Thank God I know how to run my mouth and I know how to sit there and learn how to edit. One of the creators who put a spotlight on my channel very early on was Michelle McDaniels, along with a few others, but I'm using her as an example. Michelle McDaniels, and I never emphasized or really went into detail of how much she has tried to help me through all these years of knowing her. But that creator, Michelle McDaniels, has been there for me all these years. She hasn't missed a birthday. She hasn't, anytime I'm off the platform, she notices and she texts me. Anytime I'm back on the platform, she notices. She sends me encouraging messages. One of the most solid and realest people on this platform is Michelle McDaniels. I don't talk about our relationship because why? There are other creators just like Michelle, I just don't talk about because there's no reason to. When she was checking up on me due to my mental health, due to the things I was struggling with privately, like things I poured my heart out, like, yo, I'm struggling because of this personal thing in my family. Michelle didn't come to the platform and capitalize off of that. She just made sure that I was good. She made sure she could be there for me. She made sure to send me encouraging messages. No one knew because it was a private thing. Even with a lot of the drama that I went through on this platform, you don't see Michelle in my chat. Michelle got my fucking number. Let's just say Michelle didn't have my number. She could have DM'd me. There's creators on this platform I'm cool with. We may not have each other's number. They'll DM me. She don't need to make herself present. Just like I'm really not present when it comes to her platform. You just don't see me. But when she comes to new products that I see she's launching, Michelle, I'm on it. I just go straight to Michelle. It doesn't need to be a public thing. But these type of friendships, especially when it's like this, be very wary. Please be clear. Fuck Amber. Fuck Rosie. But there's a reason it's playing out like this. She was already in DMs with Amber. What the fuck you got to be in the chat for? What you got to be in the chat for? There's really no need. But she has to make herself known. People need to see Rosie. That's her problem. All that as an example so you can understand why I'm thinking the way I am. That's why I said that. But yeah, Michelle McDaniels, queen. Love her down. Love her down. That's bae.
So I know that's like I the fact that like she and I are even like friendly talking is crazy. And that's kind of my stance too. And I even said in the chat at one point, I'm like, you know,
real quick, because yeah, I do need to plug my friend's product. Yes, the donuts are amazing. And I'm not just saying that. Her donuts are amazing. Her products are amazing. There's people who get success on this platform and do dumb shit. Michelle McDaniels made sure to invest in her business, in her products. So yes, please check out my friend's donuts. They bomb as fuck. I've lost count of how many times I've ordered them, but yes, please. And I'm not one of those friends who ask for handouts. Nah, I'm going to invest in your business, and every single dime was worth it. So for those who are talking about her donuts in chat, yes, amazing. Bomb, right? Bomb. She did her thing with them donuts. And yes, as my fat ass, I'm going to sit here and talk about it, but they're not your average donuts. Please look into them. They're amazing. It was the birthday cake one that was my favorite. And okay, I'm gonna just tell you this one fat thing that I did. I went to compare it to the birthday cake flavor in the other protein snacks that they have like at the gas stations and Target. Because I just wanted to compare it because I was just like, why is hers so different? So I did the ultimate fat shit. I went to go buy 2 other birthday cake flavors from 2 different brands, like big brands. And then I did like, I broke up a piece of each and like gave it to my sister so I could get her opinion. Cause I'm like, I'm biased, but like, I'm actually not that biased. Hers are better. My sister picked Michelle's as well. Picked Michelle's. Yeah. So if you haven't tried the protein donuts or any of her protein line, you're missing out. And yes, that's Bay. That's my friend. But I'm being real about what I'm saying when it comes to that. So good.
She has a history of lying. Like, she's got problems in her past and all of that. But like, people's inability to like recognize the fact that she's a human being has really been like something that's been sticking with me these past few months, and it's like been something that's been changing my perspective, and I've been talking about that on here.
One last thing, because I knew hold on, where is it? I knew this comment would come. Nikki T, I appreciate the comment. Please ask Michelle to do an update on Rosie. As a creator, because I understand how this space works, I would never ask her to do that. I would never. Any content that comes from Michelle, comes from me, or comes from anyone, it needs to be organic. If Michelle wants to do an update on Rosie, that's Michelle's choice. I just don't do that. The only time I've ever like request a friend to do content specifically is, you know, when Zach used to do the recipes on Amber, like Amber's nasty ass recipes. That's the only time, because I think it's kind of like fun and like trolly and ridiculous. So that's really the only time I'll ask someone to like, hey, here's some content, like, can you do this? And I used to tweet about it and get like more viewers to try to ask Zach to make like a nasty ass recipe. But I just won't ask a friend to, especially knowing that I have that line of communication. I feel like that could be a little weird. I don't know if weird's the right word, but it could. I just don't believe in that. That's what I'm trying to say. If I want to talk about Rosie, I'm gonna talk about Rosie. If Michelle pops up with an update video on Rosie, shit, Michelle did that, you know? So I just don't like to do that.
So the fact that she video called me and like shared stuff with me, like, I know what she saw when she mentioned the
Zach, don't gas me. Do not gas me. Should I remake Rosie's spoiled cream dirty soda? Please. Please. If you guys want Zach to remake Rosie's spoiled cream dirty soda, put a 1 in the chat. If you don't want to, if you don't care for that, put a 2. 1 in the chat if you want Zach to remake it. 2 in the chat if you don't care. That's all I'm saying. Oh, I see a sea of ones. Look at that, Zach. Look at that, Zach. I'll be checking for that upload. Thank you for participating, guys.
Tumblr thing, and I won't be saying what.
She was on Tumblr looking at naked women bigger than me.
Oh, this is the Tumblr portion, so we're going to watch this one more time and then get back into it.
Right after having sex with me. And the picture that is so engraved in my brain that made my whole soul leave my body was this woman on an oxygen tank in a hospital bed. My whole soul left my body. And then in that same moment, I find her on Phoebe, which is where the feeders go to do their thing. I clicked the messages. Literally, the day that we met in person, she messaged a girl saying how sexy she was. She messaged another masked lesbian feeder saying, wow, we're rare. Masked lesbian feeders. That's the day I found out the truth.
And I just want to point out, I have to give a side eye to this one. This is the same Amber that in this moment is probably on FaceTime with Tommy or on the phone with Tommy working things out. The same Amber that sat on this platform and said, there's a chance that Tommy likes to DJ her coochie to extremely morbidly obese women on oxygen tanks. And they are currently either working things out or probably already back together. Disgusting. Disgusting. Take it away, Rosie.
It's fucked up. So, I just want to say, like, when Emily, like, originally made the comment about, like, what was it? She said, oh, like where, like, basically the whole, like, rarity thing, recently. I read that and I was like, something's wrong. Something feels fishy. So yeah, like I said, I'm not going to be discussing what was told to me in confidence. I just knew, like the shit she's going to get for this. Because, like, regardless of the back and forth, like, Emily is not this, like, innocent person or this victim. She's not. And I've always thought that about her. So, anyway, that's part why I was involved in everything. I just wanted to address that at the top of the live.
Well, to be fair, I believe that's the opinion of a lot of people in this space, myself included. I think Tommy's disgusting. I think she's a freak. I think it's very concerning that she works in the field that she's in and she has the fetishes that she has. In no way, even with those beliefs, am I going to end up in DMs with Amberlynn and center myself in something like this. And I feel like that's the case for a lot of viewers. Even as a creator, you have the ability to remain a viewer and keep a distance and not involve yourself directly with other mess. Sit back and enjoy. Sit back and judge. Sit back and give opinions. But when you start moving like this, it's very clear what you're looking for. When you involved yourself this much with train wrecks, I don't think you should be surprised that you become a topic of criticism yourself. It's a pattern that I've noticed through the years with a lot of people, creators, viewers. You want to censor yourself, then you will become a topic. And if you don't want to become a topic, sit your fat ass back, watch, and give opinions like everybody else. It's something that I noticed FFG has had an issue with through the years. Shit, K Bella had an issue with it. And Rosie has an issue with it. Sit back and watch. Grab a snack, a diet soda, order some fast food. Whatever it is that got to keep you busy so you're not centering yourself in drama that's already playing out. It's not that hard.
Oh my god! Hello! Hey, Amber! Thank you for the super chat. Wow. Thank you. I was not expecting that.
She sent several paragraphs about her ongoing fight with Rain. And she made some claims that people would take her side once they could see her for who she was.
Again, you need to watch Zach's video directly. But Rosie is very messy. You see how Nikki T just asked me, like, hey, would you mind possibly seeing if, Michelle would do an update on Rosie? This example here is why I would never do that. Zach has a much bigger platform than Rosie's. Rosie is giving info to Zach to look into this person that she knows of. And a big part of it is because of Zach's platform. They're friendly. They have conversations referring to Zach and Rosie. And if Rosie did, plant a seed enough to have Zach go with that, that directly comes from Rosie's influence. And what would follow with Rosie doing that? What would follow? Rosie playing dumb. Rosie not understanding why this is a topic, or maybe just being excited that someone's talking about it. No. Rosie is very messy, but Rosie wants to pretend she's not. And this is the same Rosie who will say, like, she'll stand on certain things she says and believes, then these DMs shouldn't have been an issue. But these DMs actually show how conniving, how sneaky, and how much of a liar that Rosie is. What the fuck does that got to do with this other beef that she was involved in? But it's Rosie. We just don't understand her.
Notably, she said, "I'm on a healing journey that Amberlyn frankly deserves but won't admit up to enough to actually change."
Before Zach says this, have we noticed any change in Rosie? The only recent change that I can pinpoint that I've noticed is the massive weight gain after her 2-month break. She seems to not be as mobile. She seems to still be gaining, and that house seems to be getting dirtier by the day. That's the main change that I see. And in a lot of ways, that's actually making her worse than Amber. You could say a lot of things about that bitch, but I've never seen Amber's home, again, going based off the content that I've been able to see while following Amber. I've never seen Amber's home look like Rosie's. And those two bitches have the same amount of time during the day. Yeah. Go ahead, friend. Finish your thought. I apologize for interrupting.
Since this has happened, she's actually repeated a lot of the weight loss related behaviors of Amberlyn on her own channel. Failing GLP-1s, failing diets, failing weight loss, failing a nutritionist who was helping her. Just all kinds of the same exact problems that Amberlyn had. So I don't know why she constantly wants to differentiate herself from Amberlyn so badly. She also said, if you ever want to experiment with interviewing someone who would have an extremely similar view to Amberlyn's life, but will actually change, I would so excited to do that. But only if you want to do something like that. I think I have insight that would even help you and improve your already quality content. Again, another example of her asking to be a part of my channel unprompted.
But
I want to actually comment on the whole suggestion of the interview. I've actually never seen a creator in this space get so much shine, so much attention, go on as many interviews on huge channels as much as Rosie. And yet her channel did not pop off the way she wanted it to pop off when it comes to her fake attempts at looking better or seeming better than Amberlyn and Shantel. There's many channels, podcasts that Rosie has been on that got millions of views. Like, one thing about Rosie, you look up her name, you will find content with huge numbers behind it. The following does not reflect that. If she was smart, she would have focused on giving quality content when people would then look and search her up. But instead, what you see when you look up Rosie, 9 times out of 10, what you see is a fat bitch sitting in the fucking kitchen, rolling around in a chair and eating a whole bunch of food and looking sweaty and dirty. I don't fuck with a lot of the podcasts that she's been on. You couldn't pay me to be on some of those. Hell no, especially not with those men. But hey, it was her choice, right? Who knows what eyes ended up on her channel due to people seeing that. And then the quality that she offers when people do look her up, it's a joke. She's not much better than Amberlyn or Shantel. She's just as lazy. Her content is just as mediocre. And what was an interview with Zach going to do? Just give her another platform, a much bigger platform for eyes to see her. She wants all this attention, but when she gets it for a moment, she doesn't know what to do with it. She fumbles it. Because her default is a lazy fat bitch who's chasing a whole bunch of diagnoses with mental health issues, but above all, a fucking train wreck. That's always going to garner a specific audience. Zach can't help her. Obese to Beast can't help her. Michelle McDaniels can't help her. And none of these other very large creators that she's been featured on. The problem is Rosie.
Yeah, no, she should be. She was blackmailing her in the live. It was horrible. But I want to thank you again, Amber. And yeah, I'm not going to be spilling your business, girl.
Before I respond to this person, do not touch them. I can be criticized like anybody else. Natasha, very good. The truth isn't always kind. And my delivery tends to be a bit more blunt, straightforward. And the truth is I prefer it that way because on top of all that, you can't say I'm lying. There are other very kind creators who are still critical out there. Just search Rosie's name if you're looking for Rosie content. But when it comes to me, sometimes it will be mean because that's just my delivery sometimes. I try to mix in a few other different things, but yeah, when I'm talking about train wrecks, I don't tend to be nice. And again, no one touch Natasha, please. I can be criticized like everybody else. But yeah, if you come to my channel, you're going to get blunt. You're going to get some laughs too. Actually, Natasha, hold on. If you're saying that, chances are you're new. Because if you've been around, there's no way you would say that. Natasha, I would like to introduce you to some good, happy moments, enjoyable moments on my platform. I will be right back.
Look like a giant baby.
You ain't got enough of this fever, I know, I know. Nothing would remain and you don't wanna go, so go. Cause you're picking your pace, no time to waste. I wanna love you but life doesn't wait. You can't stay here and waste away. You need to taste every mistake, fall out and get up again and again. Again and again and again and again. I'll be with you always. You don't need to be afraid. And I'll meet you up, I'll meet you at the. I'll be with you always. You don't need to be afraid. I'll meet you up, meet you at the end. Don't you know what happens to dreams you don't follow? They crumble. You know I can't stand what you're getting so hollow. So go. Cause you're taking your pace, no time to waste. I wanna love you but life doesn't wait. You can't stay here and waste away. You need to taste every mistake, fall out and get up again and again. Again and again and again and again. I'll be with you always. You don't need to be afraid. And I'll meet you up, I'll meet you at the. I'll be with you always. You don't need to be afraid. I'll meet you at the end. Away. I'll be with you always. You don't need to be
Natasha's probably like, bitch, I did not ask for all that. Natasha's like, bitch, I wrote 4 words, 4 or 5 words. I did not ask for all of this. I do get why I'm criticized. I do. I want to thank Secret Squirrel. Hold on, let me actually get to some of the support that I'm very, very behind on. But Secret Squirrel, I'm going to get to the other support as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for the gifted members. And I'm going to get to a lot more. A lot more. And please remember, Supreme or Higher, you have access to the Discord. There is a tutorial in the description to help you connect your YouTube if you're not familiar with that. And if that does not work, please DM me on Twitter, or preferably DM me on Twitter. But if you don't have Twitter, which I understand, email me. Let me get caught up on more of the support and we'll get back into it. Billy in the Pocahontas washcloths. Thank you for the super chat. Justice for Charlie's eyes. Baby, when I tell you one thing about this space, they're going to be messy as hell. Because those pictures hit my DMs fast. And I was just like, But I will say, can I just say, and this is not me being shady, has Rosie ever talked about the income she made from that space? Horrible space. Feederism, all that trash. But I am curious, what was she getting paid for those pictures? I don't know if she's talked about it in the past, but that is something I would love to hear. Like, how much were people paying? Like, did she get paid more if she ate more, or like the meal? And not everything was her eating. Some was just her mass in different positions. But I'm interested to know that. And she go live in like 30 minutes, right? Yeah, let me get this together because hopefully somebody will ask her that, because I find that interesting. KD, welcome to the Gold Cluster Boo. Thank you for joining. Lady, thank you for the super chat. Amber would trigger my to pick pick up a bat, and you know my Puerto Ricans are good at at baseball. That's why I couldn't be her friend for real. Especially knowing her background, there's no faking that. Once you know too much about somebody, even if they don't do it to you, that person doesn't have to do it to you for you to like sit there and be like, bitch, it's fuck you regardless. Sorry. Nah, not the shit she's done. And just off the strength of some of the shit, like, again, I don't know where Beck's sisters were, because baby, that's a pull-up. That's an easy pull-up. My sibling shows up to my doorstep barefoot and crying. Baby, get in the door. Come in. I'll get you a blanket, hot cocoa, water. I'll even make you dinner. I'm gonna get you real comfortable. Lay your head down on this pillow, freshly washed, downy beads and all, freshly, everything fresh. Lay your head down, and then I'm peeling off. Just don't let me stay in lockup long. That's my only thing. Do not ever let me stay in lockup long if I get locked up. Because I've learned, actually, it doesn't matter. Anyways, KD, thank you for the super chat. I like this title. Oh, sorry. I title this drama, I'm going to learn how to read, Gut Tales as the Fupa Flops. Hold on, let me screenshot that. Because I always ask my mods to screenshot it, and I could do it myself sometimes, because we will be using that in the future. Y'all think Amber gonna respond to the fakeness that Rosie is, hopefully in Sunday's live stream? Because I'm sure Amberlynn doesn't know the extent of Rosie's fake ass, so I wonder if she will have any words. If she really about that, she should. Denise, thank you for the super chat. I'm at work, so I will be with the replay gang. Wanted to quickly pop in to show some love. Thank you, Denise Boo. Thank you. And if you see this during the replays, I appreciate you. Thank you, Boo. Sugar, thank you for the super chat. Also, I like how Amberlynn doesn't know how the limit system works with fight, flight, freeze, and appease. You can't choose what your bio responses are. I ain't gonna hold you, sugar. I'm not gonna pretend I know my damn self. I know what you're referring to. I just have a specific response majority of the time, but not related to that topic. And I do not want to mix my words, especially because it's such a serious topic when it comes to abuse, but I'm not gonna pretend I know either. That's the thing. I sit here boldly and tell y'all there's a lot of shit I don't know. Let me see. Pocahontas Pondu. I just want to make sure I get the right membership, but welcome to the Gold Cluster, boo. Give me 1 second, and you are supreme, so you have access to the Discord. Let me see. Matt, thank you, boo. I appreciate you. I had yellow plums with me when I saw Rosie's when I saw Rosie's photo. I never wanted to throw up so bad. The pulpit was dead wrong for that. Let me tell. There was one picture, and I have no shame in saying this, and this is coming from me, not coming from Matt. Thank you, boo. And yeah, there's sometimes you just shouldn't be eating when you near my community in general. And Matt, you know that. There was one picture. I'm not gonna hold you. And no, I'm not saying y'all do this. This is my problematic behavior. I could call out myself and say what I did was wrong. I zoomed in because again, I was looking for something that I noticed wasn't there. And I zoomed in and I thought to myself, I'm 37 years old, zooming in on a picture that was sent to me because I don't see this girl's coochie. You know, when you do something and you got to pause and you got to reevaluate your life, like, why am I zooming in because I see a coochie is missing? And that's when I realized it was the I never knew the body could. Don't matter. I'm gonna leave it alone, actually. Ghostly Pond, welcome to the Go Cluster. You are supreme, so you have access to the Discord. And to all my new members, to all the support and all the thumbs up. When I get descriptive and just be in my head, I hope you still stick around. I don't always paint pictures or think without speaking. Sometimes I do have moments where I think before I speak. It's not, no, it's like 50-50. I was going to say something, but it's 50-50. Dan, thank you for the super chat. Happy Friday. Your streams get me through my daily workouts. Almost lost 22 pounds. Keep dog walking these crazies. Can y'all send some support to Dan in the chat, please? I know that's right. 22 will soon be 25. And 25 will soon be 28. I don't want to go more than that because I don't know your goals and I'm not going to try to put that on you, but congrats, boo. I know that's right. Keep on going. Motivate the rest of us because I still need it. Shit. Ambi 88. And I believe you were a member before. You upgraded. Welcome to Supreme, boo. Again, access to the Discord. Pickles Pondu, welcome to Supreme. You also have access to the Discord. I'm gonna hold you. I'm gonna wait and see. Like when I get off, I think it'll be around the time that Rosie's starting her stream. I'm going to click in to see if it's worth streaming. Please hear me when I say this, because the last one, I got bored kind of easy or quickly. If it's worth streaming, I will stream it in the Discord. But I want to just listen in for a few minutes just to see if it is. And if it is, I'll just stream it in the Discord and we could pop our shit there. But thank you again. Kels Bells, thank you for 11 months. I'm late in catching up on 1.5 while I water my garden, wait for Chinese food takeout with my husband. Bitch, you living a life. I love this. I'm living my best life. That. And if any of the girls could say the same. Oh, if only any of the girls can say the same. Love you. You are living, baby. I want to do that. That sounds amazing, actually. And thank you for 11 months, Kels Bells. Thank you. Secret Squirrel, Cool Whip Can Spoil. I never knew that because I never had it in my house long enough to see it happen. Same. So you know how I told y'all, thank you for the super chat. I make my own coffee drink now. Like Starbucks hasn't seen me in I don't know how long, probably years at this point. I'm trying to think. Did I get my birthday drink last year? Or did I get it this year? No, Starbucks hasn't sent me in a while, especially with everything going on with Palestine. So no. I make my own. And I actually don't use Cool Whip. I use the store brand Great Value from Walmart. The big tub I think is $2. The small one I think is $1.25. So I don't even use Cool Whip, to be real. Great Value's brand is just as good. So I use that, and I've never had it long enough either to have it spoil or mold or whatever that is. Again, I didn't graduate college, so I don't know what the fuck was growing in that Cool Whip jar, in that Cool Whip tub, but that's nasty as hell. And that's why when Rosie's parents visit, 9 times out of 10, they're cleaning that dirty ass house. And for someone, and I know I'm repeating myself, for someone who takes inventory of food so often, how did she miss that? We literally watched this lady do inventory of her food. How are you missing that? That's nasty. Her poor brother. Jerry, and she touched her face with unwashed hands. Does it look like anything on her is washed? I had to learn, and it was in Samantha Jean's chat. Because here's the truth, I don't use dry shampoo, so I can't speak on dry shampoo. But there were a few people in Samantha Jean's chat when I was watching one of her streams where Rosie was just spraying on the dry shampoo. And I'm like, is that how it works? Because it was like creating a white cast, like a white gray cast. And I'm in shock, but I don't use dry shampoo because my hair type is different. So I just don't use dry shampoo. So I was like, is that how that worked? And then literally about like 10 people was like, bitch, no, that is not how you use dry shampoo. That is not how that's supposed to work. And I'm like, I know the girl's dirty, but like, don't bathe yourself in dry shampoo. It's really weird. But anyways, Moon 134, thank you for the super chat. She acts like a middle schooler in a tween who thinks they befriended one of the popular kids, about to be disappointed like one too. Great connection. I'm going to read that again. She acts like a middle schooler in a tween who thinks they befriended one of the popular kids, about to be disappointed like one too. Yes. Yes. Do you guys remember when Alexis came around and one of the questions were like, why would you even befriend someone like Amber? It was a question kind of phrased like that. And Alexis said she was starstruck by Amberlynn Reid. That's what I think happens when it comes to someone like Rosie. She actually wants the attention, no matter how problematic you are. As long as you're popular, she gets starstruck and she gets excited and giddy at the attention or the possibility of what you can garner from that attention. It's weird, but it's Rosie. Housekeeping, thank you for the super chat. Quirky loves Rosie. The new picket fences. Oh, the new picket fences soon off. Quirky Love Rosie has stepped in knee deep in this mess, and the attention won't be going away anytime soon. I will say, as far as percentage of support, I do believe she has a higher percentage of support than Amber. I will say that for now. Rex the Dragon, Moldahanis. Oh, let me screenshot that because I could use that in the future. 1 second. Moldahanis. Rosie, I know you be watching this shit, and I know you be lying about not watching this shit, but girl, they ain't here dragging you, bitch. They ain't here dragging you, bitch. You see what happens when you involve yourself in everything or you try to be centered in everything? They dragging you, especially on Twitter. Girl, just don't go on there because you're going to be real mad. Porky Love Rosie, it's happening. Give it time. Cappuccino, I saw when you wrote that in Discord. Chef's kiss. I don't even, actually, let me just take a screenshot anyways, but I actually already had it saved. But Porky Love Rosie. That's probably one of my top 3 for Rosie. I ain't gonna hold you. Definitely one of my top 3. Definitely one of my top 3. Thank you. I meant tween drama. I know what you meant, Moon. I knew what you meant. Don't worry about the typo. Have you been here long? You hear me speak? Half the time I can't even read out loud. Thank you, boo. Hannah, thank you for 39 months. Rosie has said she's been groomed so many times now. Hannah, we gonna talk about that, just not today, because yes, and that shit is very frustrating, by the way. I'm gonna finish reading your comment because I was about to go the fuck off. Not at you. Off of the Rosie. Rosie has said she's been groomed so many times now. She talks about it in her pod interview. And she's talked about it a lot in her past live streams where she felt a bit more comfortable. She says it a lot. But you know what? We're going to get back to Rosie. Actually, Lily, thank you for the gifted membership. I appreciate you. And again, to all the new members, welcome. Again, access to the Discord. Butterfly 420, thank you, boo. Thank you for the gifted membership. And I'm happy you're safe because I remember your comment from last stream. I'm happy you're safe. Clanca, thank you for the super chat. My girl is from Port of Spain. When she yells, everyone pays attention. You will hear her in the next county over. Let me tell you something. Clanca, same. And I know you're referring to me yelling on that panel. My voice carries. That's why when people used to say like, oh, she's yelling or she's angry, I'm like, y'all do not know how much my voice carries and how much it's a bad look for me when I yell. When I start yelling, there's no pause. There's no, hey, let's think this over. I'm there. Back away from me. Leave me the fuck alone. It's actually a really bad trait that I have. That's why I try not to go there, because I know the possibility of me bringing it down once I'm there is slim to none. It's one of my worst traits, actually. It's a bad way to be. But Nicole, Alexa plays Stop Crying Your Heart Out by Oasis. Sorry. I can't wait until we get to that stream where Rosie was crying. Such a dumb bitch. Thank you, Nicole Boo. Thank you. Amber's dangling brother. If clout chasing was exercise, Rosie would be thin. Yes. Rosie, did you see that? Rosie, come here. Or one of her mods that sent her back. Look. There's still hope for Rosie if we can make clout chasing an exercise. If clout chasing was exercise, Rosie would be thin. I know Rosie be cursing me the fuck out in that kitchen. I know she be stabbing the fuck out of a steak and cursing me clean out. The one thing I could say is I don't think she's saying some truly problematic shit while she's cursing me out in private. I just know she knows better to keep it private. Because the way these bitches go at Zach, when in my opinion, Zach is one of the most fair, kind creators in this space, when really there's people like me who be talking my shit unapologetically, pop your shit towards me. Granted, yeah, it's not smart to give me the attention. True. Fair. But bitch, if there's anybody you should be popping your shit towards, it's not somebody like Zach. Like, the fuck? Maybe we should have a back and forth. Maybe that's how I could teach some people how to read. Like, I'll critique it, tell you what you could have said better in this moment. Because I've seen a lot of lost opportunities when criticizing me, especially when you guys are trying to drag a bitch and it's a flop. Maybe that's how I will do like classes in session. I'll buy some fake glasses and I don't know, like a fake tie, try to, spruce it up, and then be like, the library is open. Let me show y'all how to read a bitch. I don't know. Let me get back to Rosie. It's me. I will keep talking about a whole bunch of nothing.
That's not what I'm here to do. With our disagreements, like I told you in the conversation we had, I've always been honest with you, even if I was a bitch. I was always honest with you. So, yeah. And that's where I'm going to keep being at. And, there is two sides to the story, and all I hope is that Amber shares.
Shut up, Rosie. Hold on. I just want to read Rachel's comment because it is correct. Rachel Velvet said, because reading is what? Fundamental. Period. Okay, now we back to this big bitch. Go ahead, Rosie.
There's receipts when it's necessary.
I will say, in this moment, Rosie, because there are times I could find nice things to say. I will say Rosie does look like she bathed this day. She does look like she at least bathed in the last 8 hours. Let me make it clear. So I can say nice things. Like her hair doesn't look as greasy. She's not sweating as much. The smell doesn't seem like it would carry on 2 rooms over, maybe just stick in the kitchen. So there is good here. This is an improvement. See, I can compliment. Thank you.
No, I think it's messy. That's for sure. But I get messy. I relate to messy.
We know.
So, let me finish cleaning up. I'm fucking starving, dog. I've been up. I barely slept. Like I slept a couple hours, but I've been up since right before 3. Let me just like do what I should have done last night. Give me a second, guys.
Okay, I know this is very inappropriate, but I'm just wondering, with the way at the size of her stomach, and everything, I just wonder where the reach is when it comes time to shower. I just want to know what that would look like, and no, Rosie's not obligated to answer because it's a very personal and disrespectful question. But I do wonder because it's so much there. Her arms do look long, but like I just picture like, do you go from the side and go like, okay. So this is what I picture. And don't ask me why I picture these things. It's because I'm weird. So does she go from the side and do a tuck like this? Or does she go in the front? Because I don't know if her hands, like her arms are long enough. So I picture she goes swoop under and then go like that, maybe from the side. I don't know her technique. I just, clearly it's an easy thing. So I do wonder. So sometimes when she stands, I just look at her body because it's just so interesting. Yeah, that's a respectful way to say it. Interesting.
This is crazy, crowded and annoying. I wish I had a bigger kitchen, but whatever. Yeah, Amber, you're always welcome in my chat. Just so you know.
Because that comes with attention. That comes with attention.
I'm gonna go shower, but I will keep you watching after I get out. Okay, sounds good.
That was a hint, bitch. That was shade. I'm lying. It probably wasn't, but I'm a be petty. Amberlynn sitting in Rosie's stream saying, I'm gonna go shower. Hint, hint, bitch. I'm gonna go shower. Follow suit. Since you're clearly a follower. Just saying. Maybe it would have given her some ideas. Again, I said she looked like she showered that day. I didn't say it was like recent, but definitely that day.
I don't want to deal with my dirty dishes right now. I need to find a pot though to cook my pasta in. Because yes, I've decided I'm having shrimp Alfredo for breakfast.
That's some big back shit. I'm not saying I've never had any type of pasta in the morning. I'm not saying that. 9 times out of 10 it's leftovers. But to have the energy to boil some pasta to finish off and polish off the rest of your fettuccine Alfredo. Yep, that weight loss will be going great.
Y'all can think of that what you will. Thanks for the super chat, Jack. I mean, I have no control, so, you know. I mean, for me, it's forever fuck Shantel.
Period.
I know Amber feels differently, but for me, it's forever fuck Shantel.
Amber's a clown, and Amber needs an ally. Just like Rosie's choosing to seek an ally in a fucking known abuser. But here we are.
There's no redeemable anything to me in that regard, but right now, I think like Amber and I would need time to like trust each other. But I definitely see her as like an ally and like someone that I'm on friendly terms with, like for sure, and someone I empathize with. But I'm I think it's fair. I think it's fair that we're both apprehensive. So, given the history of everything, I would say that. Is it because you both hate Zachary? No, but I did.
Yes, that's absolutely why. Please be for real.
Message her to so like before she called me, like earlier in the night, I had messaged her. I was just like, I'm not gonna actually say what I said, but I messaged her something about that, and she responded, and then shortly after she responded, she called me. I was trying to sleep, so I hadn't even read it yet. Don't play yourself, Rose. I understand your empathy, but just because I promise you, I am being careful. There's a lot to consider with this. Yeah, Joanne.
Yes, part of the reason I think they get along is because they both have this weird parasocial issue with Zach. Let's not forget that's part of the reason Amberlynn had an issue with Zach. Somewhere in her mind, she created that they were friends when that wasn't the case. I wasn't around at the time, but I believe my friend Zach. It is what it is. Now we're going to fast forward to the next day. Rosie was not so happy that in a moment where she needed an ear from Amber did not reciprocate. Take it away, Rosie. The next day. And for anyone asking me what she's frying up, I actually don't remember, but she's talking and cooking at the same time. And of course, she's seated and rolling around in the kitchen because that's what Rosie does.
And I did not do her any favors at all. Did not do her any favors. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Aliax, though, to her credit, she didn't get the time to. They were still together when Emily reached out to Snowflake. You know what I mean? We can talk about whether or not she should have still been with her. I mean, obviously, but I believe Amber when she says that Emily's a vindictive person. I think everyone acting like, you know, she's a trustworthy source is crazy.
Neither are trustworthy. That's the point. That is literally the point. But carry on.
Again, I haven't seen the evidence. The evidence is like, evidence is evidence. It's like things that are factual, on paper, you know what I mean? Like,
I want you to pay attention to her rolling over to the cabinet to grab something. Please explain to me why she couldn't use her knees, her hips, and her feet to get the fuck off that chair and simply walk over to that cabinet, keep speaking, and grab whatever she's about to grab. I just really want to focus on that for a moment.
so that's why I was encouraging her before she went live the first time. I told her, I said, you really should go on your Instagram story and pull some of these receipts and show the receipts, you know? I don't know if she will now or not, but you know.
I want to read this before she responds. New name is a viewer in her chat. They wrote, my only opinion here is Amber coming to you, the one person who has been unwaveringly against Emily when she needs support against Emily, just her being her typical conniving and manipulative self. That's the comment from New Name. And Rosie goes on to agree. Listen to this shit.
I can understand that perspective, New Name. I'm not going to agree or deny at this point, but I understand. Especially because last night, I mean, I know she's going through some shit, but I reached out to her because I wanted to talk to her. I needed to talk to her. And she didn't reciprocate the energy I had for her. So but she's going through some shit, so I guess I'm trying to be understanding about that, but yeah.
Before she goes on to this, Rosie is seeing all the meltdowns, all the rages that Amberlyn is going through. And she still is upset that Amber, even though, let's be clear, Amber is a selfish bitch. I don't think she could be a solid friend to anyone. But all that aside, she sees everything Amber is going through publicly, so she could only imagine how Amber is going through these things privately. And because Amber didn't put the time aside to be there for her, because this is not a normal breakup, even though I believe they're probably back together at this point, not a normal breakup. It's happening in front of thousands by choice. She's getting mocked. She's getting called Pocahontas in about 10 different languages at this point. Let's not even talk about keeping up with the Kardashians. And she still found a way to somehow be hurt that Amberlyn's not reciprocating. And the thing that I believe, this is what I believe Rosie reached out to Amber about. Well, one of two things. Drama online with criticism and possibly Jeff. Because we haven't talked about it yet. We will talk about it. I believe it should be in the next stream. Based on what Rosie said in her members only live stream, Jeff doesn't communicate the same way she does. Rosie always has to call Jeff. Jeff will text, but he doesn't communicate the same. He doesn't put in the same initiative that Rosie does. And it's a conversation Rosie wants to have with Jeff because there's more effort on her part than his. The man whose sister she fucked right before fucking him. The man who has some disgusting accusations out there. The man who just last year was collecting felonies the way she collects takeout at the same rate at that point too. But yeah, I wonder what a bum ass felon who doesn't sound like they have a job, what they could be doing if they not initiating conversation with a person that they're supposed to be interested in. I only could imagine what they could be up to. Seeing that he's not locked up again, maybe he's entertaining someone else. Dumbass.
She told me that she's been watching me a lot. She told me that directly.
A viewer of Rosie's responded to those Instagram stories.
Please listen in to this. Please, please, please. You don't technically need to look at the screen, but I need you to hear this. Because the comment from the stream from the other day was a viewer saying that they believe Amberlyn, mimics and copies certain things when it comes to Rosie. And these older DMs here, another viewer believed something similar. But it just so happened Rosie actually believes it herself and she tries to draw certain connections. QuirkyLoveRosee believes that Amberlynn Reid copies her. Listen.
And started to tell Rosie that they felt like Amberlyn was copying her. And Rosie was kind of starting to think that that was true. And so she sent me this message. I started kicking myself for not tracking things as I noticed them because I have a really shit memory. But I've noticed her timing on some things being really weird in terms when I talk about it, do certain things, and her kind of mirroring them a bit. I have absolutely no desire to make this public, but you are an ALR encyclopedia, and if there's any truth to this, I think you'd see it if it's happening. I thought I was going insane. Also, there hasn't been anything super blatant, and if I said anything, I'd look like a clout chaser, not Amberlynn Reid. Amberlynn Reid, the clout chaser? Never. But maybe if you notice things, you could let me know I'm not crazy. LOL. I never planned to make that kind of accusation against her. I would lose, but this person made a connection I didn't. She did start Ozempic around the time of that video with Obese to Beast, and he made another video right after where I documented my Mounjaro journey, and he cut down like 6 vlogs into 30 minutes of clips and showed the arc of my Mounjaro. I quit at 2 months, and before his most recent video, she made the comments about crazy fatigue, why I quit, and then in this video she said she had 0 side effects. IDK. I just trust your integrity, and that's the only reason I'm saying anything at all. My response was, IDK, bestie. I wouldn't read too much into it, especially since you try not to associate your channel with her.
She did.
The connections that Rosie was desperately trying to make, because she started weight loss drugs around this time when she was on Obese to Beast. Rosie want to be that girl so bad. And here's the crazy thing. Amberlynn does copy a lot of people. I've seen where Amberlynn has picked up Alexandra Rodriguez's personality. She picks up a lot of different people's personality. Sadly, in this case, I think it's the other way around. It's just so interesting to see that. And let's just pretend for a second Amberlynn was copying some things about Rosie, because we're about to go into a clip where Amberlynn says, hey, I ordered this pasta because I was watching you. She says it in her stream. In what world and in what way was Zach supposed to clear that up? This is what I feel like was happening in those DMs, and thankfully Zach didn't bite. I think Rosie wanted to make that connection in hopes that Zach would share that opinion publicly in one of their videos, because this is around the time that Zach was still actively, at least I believe, if I'm following correctly, actively still doing and covering Amberlynn. So I could imagine during a clip where maybe Amber's talking about weight loss drugs or something that is similar to Rosie, Zach could be like, oh, that reminds me of QuirkyLoveRosee. I remember QuirkyLoveRosee actually doing this. It kind of reminds me of this. That might send more people Rosie's way. It's so weird the way these messages and the intent of these messages are shaped, because an Amber encyclopedia is an interesting way to put it. Okay, fair enough. Zach has been around for a while. One of the blueprints. OG. Definitely. Give Zach that. But what was Zach supposed to do? Point out in a video? Agree? What was that going to do for Rosie? Rosie want to be that girl. And when I tell you, she's not the first person to make these claims when it comes to the girls specifically, because I believe there was someone else who believed that Shantel's OnlyFans was a copy of theirs. I don't remember who the person was, but even with that, it was just like, I just see a lot of mediocre lame bitches claiming another mediocre lame bitch is copying them. That's all I hear half the time. Because what is there to actually copy from Rosie? I mean, Amber could have her house be filthy. She could sit around and roll in a chair. She actually just stays seated on her couch. But what is there to actually copy? She wants to be separated so bad from Amberlynn, this space, while privately was trying to draw connections to feed off of that same following. She's weird. Very weird.
Mentioned in her live semi-recently that she ordered.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Kristen. It was BBW Veronica. It was BBW Veronica. That's who it was. Yeah. I never saw the connection, didn't understand. And I hope Shantel wasn't copying anything from BBW Veronica only because based off of the material that Shantel was putting out there, I would never connect my content to that because that was crazy. What Shantel was providing was crazy. Y'all remember the spatula? Her smacking her ass with the spatula in the kitchen when Shantel wore that outfit. I remember that one time she posted, I think it was while she was in Cuba. I think she was upset at Natter, so she wanted to post her coochie. And what she posted was so concerning that that was another time I did question my access to the internet. I did question, like, why am I here? Why am I here? Why did I look? Why did I open my DMs? But more importantly, why does your pussy look like? Let's get back.
She got angel hair Alfredo because I made it,
Corky, you want to know why I was eating Alfredo? Because you were a girl and it looked so good. And I was like, okay. So I got Alfredo. But it's just.
But, I mean, inspiration is a form of flattery, I suppose. So I'm not like upset about it. I don't think it's like crazy.
Do you hear her? Amber, are you listening to this? Rosie thinks you copy her. Rosie thinks you copy her. She is flattered by you copying her. This is around the time you need to pop your shit. All that energy you have for that damn feeder, put it to the side. There is another big bitch who came in this space that said she's here to take your crown. And not only did she say she's here to take your crown, now she out here boldly saying you copy her and she's flattered. She damn near called you a peasant. Speak on it on Sunday. I'll be listening.
Like, I made something, she thought it looked good, so she ordered it, I need no one to agree, I promise. I've just been watching her since 2017. I know her behavior very well at this point, and that's just my perspective. Yeah, absolutely. No, and I understand. And I understand you don't need me to agree. I'm just voicing what I think, I guess. Yeah. That's more or less kind of what happened, Tagger.
So Rosie is responding to this comment, and she said, that's more or less what happened. What did the comment say? Because she didn't read out loud. She calls you while sleeping to be her backup and then completely ignores you being there. Rosie just said, more or less, that's what happened. I'll be waiting for a response on Sunday.
But again, she was like, we now know she was arguing with Emily last night when I reached out to her. So, I get it. She's going through a lot right now. So I'm not going to be like pressed that she didn't like talk to me last night.
You sound pressed though.
I talked to a different friend and they helped me through my moment.
Was it Jeff's sister? Who was the friend? Who was the friend? Was it Jeff's sister? The other friend? Instead of meeting someone at a library, did she meet someone at the gas station? Well, she don't seem like she'd leave the house, actually. Was it a delivery driver? Like, who was this new friend? Or maybe they're not new. Let me not assume. Who was the friend? What advice did they give? What advice did she need? Did she ever follow up with Amber? This is so interesting. And keep in mind, if you saw the intro, this is not the only time she brings that up about Amber not being there. It's not the first time. She kept bringing it up. That's why at one point, there was a viewer who asked her, is like, Amber always going to be a topic in your streams? I'm sure Rosie hopes so.
No, people keep asking me about it though, Sammy.
Oh, right there.
But I just feel like my biggest thing with this entire situation is I am 10 toes down. Fuck Emily. Like, and
Bitch, when are you ever 10 toes down though? She's always sitting in that damn chair and rolling around. You know what? I want her to be literally 10 toes down. I want to see that. Because you know what kind of content she does? Lifestyle. That's what I call this. Even though it's lazy streaming, it's lifestyle content. So yes, be 10 toes down. Literally 10 toes down. Stand the fuck up. Stop rolling around in that damn chair. Those floors are disgusting enough. They suffer enough. Be 10 toes down like that. Because Lord knows you ain't 10 toes down in what you say. Please.
I've been that way since the beginning. That's kind of like my thing is I'm so pissed off that the internet has decided to like flip. Oh, Fruit Cup, got you. They just decided to flip from hating Emily to now like that they're not together and Emily's willing to do the expose like every other ex. Now all of a sudden it's worship freaking Emily. She's so amazing. Like, oh,
Who can I have a request when it comes to the train wrecks? When they give these criticisms, can you give names? Because who's worshiping Tommy? Who's worshiping that weirdo? I'm sure it exists somewhere. I just would like to know. I'm interested. I'm a nosy bitch. Because I know they're not referring to this space, my channel. I know damn sure they're not referring to me. But who's worshiping Tommy? Both abusers, Amberlyn and Tommy, manipulative, gaslighters, dangerous in a lot of ways, trash ass people. It's pretty simple. It really is. Me tuning in to listen to Tommy is me being interested in what the fuck Tommy got to say. Go ahead, speak, bitch. That doesn't follow up with support. It's still fuck Tommy. I will listen, but it's still fuck Tommy. Just like I've listened to Amberlynn all these years, listened to Shantel, and look at me listening to Rosie. But it's still fuck all you weirdos. Simple.
poor Emily, like, no, we're talking about a death feeder here, guys. Like, this person is evil. Like, regardless of Amberlynn's past and what she's done, which there is a list of things to consider there, and I would say that to Amber's face too. Fuck Emily. That's my stance on that. So
I just want to say Rosie struggles a lot with her breathing to be this animated and do all that. Like that whole like, girl, save your breath. Your lungs need that air. You're doing too much. And technically, in a lot of ways, I believe she would have literally fucked Tommy. Rosie is that type of bitch. She probably really would have fucked Tommy for the attention. Let's not pretend she's above actually fucking a feeder just because she says that now. She's not above it. Because if they ended up in DMs, these conversations would have looked very different. Please.
yeah, exactly, Fruit Cup. That's all I'm trying to do. I know that I'm putting myself in a awkward position and I'm putting myself in a position to get backlash. But I'm putting myself here because I believe I'm standing for what's the right stance. And that's how I feel. So
Let me tell you something, Salva. Salva's comment is Rosie will sit on Tommy's face. Rosie will sit on Tommy's face after pouring milk and cereal in her belly button and having Tommy eat out of it like a bowl of cereal. Like a fucking bowl. You know that big ass white bowl that she has sitting in front of her? She will use her belly button as that fucking bowl. Pour whatever cereal, Frosted Flakes, some milk, and have Tommy eating out that shit, and then immediately after sit on Tommy's face. I know y'all feeders probably do some nasty shit like that. And you see the size of her stomach, so you know that belly button is deep. Deep. That's at least 1 or 2 cupfuls of cereal. Ew.
anyway. So yeah, like I said, it's been quite a morning. It was very unexpected. Yeah.
Hold on. Hold on. Goose slid. Bro, I'm a silent viewer, but I'm commenting to tell you to stop. Not the silent viewers coming out. Sorry. I don't know why that made me laugh so much. Okay. Gooseland, I ain't gonna hold you. All right, let's get back in. Gooseland's so over my shit. Gooseland said, bitch, enough. Enough. I don't want my friends or family to know I even comment on shit like this. Enough. Hold on, stop. Stop. Everybody stop. Zach said, girl, I think it's time to end the stream. I'm saying this as a friend. Zach, you don't just speak your thoughts out loud. Zach, if I don't speak these thoughts out loud, then I'm stuck with the thoughts by myself. Imagine if I had to stick with these thoughts, but who am I going to talk to? My family? What? They already think I'm weird following this shit. Okay. I am almost done, Zach. Friend, I am almost done. I was just, don't blame me. These feeder ass freaks be out here doing shit like that. Let me get back to this. Okay.
I won't be watching the Zachary Michael video on me. I don't care to know.
Yeah, if I was you, I wouldn't either, bitch. I wouldn't either. Zach ate you the fuck up. I wouldn't either. And look at my friend, by the way. Rosie, you see how my friend was being a friend and said, baby girl, it's time to stop? See? Zach was giving you good advice, not even being your friend. See how my friend would just tell me straight up right here and not go live and try to capitalize off of me just speaking my mind a little too much on my platform? See? I get it, Rosie. Being Zach's friend, I can understand the L that you were taking, not being a friend, but you have to move on. You have to heal. You have to heal. There's billions of people out there. You will find a friend. It just won't be Zach.
I was given a brief synopsis from one of my mods, and it kind of sounds like a nothing burger to me, just trying to make drama out of old DMs that he's really fucking weird for leaking. I don't really care. I got bigger fish to fry. Whatever.
Yeah, because you got to figure out what's going on with Jeff. And if not, circle back to Jeff's sister. And actually, now that I think about it, stop frying fish. Matter of fact, stop frying anything. Stop frying anything. And I get it. It's a saying, you got bigger fish to fry. Actually, just stop frying. We watched that clip from earlier when she was frying up something. It could have been steak. It could have been chicken. We don't know. Stop frying. You don't have anything to fry. You have job applications to put in, a resume to update, and a walk to go on. And then bring your ass back home and shower and clean up that fucking house.
Yeah, exactly, Hottie. It's like my sticking point is like, Emily is not to be trusted.
None of you are. Whether it's Amberlynn, whether it's Tommy, or whether it's Rosie, none of you are. And by the way, and I know I keep gassing this, there's a specific part, and I'm not gonna ruin it because I want you to watch the whole thing. Go to Zach's video. You guys love when I can play these girls' words and show you the lie. Zach did that several times. Oh, I love hearing people lie with their whole chest or play dumb. And then the evidence is right next to it. It's just beautiful. That's why I don't understand why more people don't edit in this space. It just delivers the message and the opinion a lot more clearly. Just do it. Oh, thank you, boo. I know I'm behind on a lot. I know this is Badussy. Thieving, cream-filled, sweaty fupa. Shit. Tell me that don't describe. Actually, no, think about it. Don't that kind of describe what I was describing on Rosie? I know. See, and I didn't even see this. I know we on the same page. I know we on the same page.
Who, like what she did is worse than what Erica did. Anyway, we don't need to keep talking about all that. Let me cook some pasta. Had your morning been bad? I don't know about bad. It's just been kind of... I almost made a really lame joke. So my morning's been kind of hecticana. No, but it's been a bit hectic. I was going to say hectic, but...
So who's copying who? And no, Amberlynn did not come up with the word hectic. That's not what I'm saying. It's just, there's just more and more things that Rosie will say, and I get it's a joke, but for someone who doesn't want to be connected to Amber, she really went out her way to make sure she's tied to Amber at this point. Interesting.
Yeah.
See? Zach, I told you I was almost done. I was almost done. Look, guys, there's more to cover. I didn't even cover yet the video or the stream of Amberlynn reacting to Tommy's conversation with Snowflake. I didn't cover the fake meltdown that Rosie had over the damn retweet from whoever's Tumblr account. There's so much to cover. And of course, one of my favorite train wrecks, one of the most manipulative, disgusting, lying ones there are, FFG. We will be circling back to that ugly, ugly, big bitch too. Guys, I want to thank you for all the support. Love you guys down. To all the members, to everyone who sends support, I appreciate you so much. It's part of the reason I put in the time to make sure y'all have a full, look at my baby pigmented. I love you. I love you. I love you. Wrong. Actually, I'm gonna hit you with this. Hold on, pigmented. Who are you talking to? I am sitting here at 6'1" today. Yesterday, I was 6'4". Don't ask me what happened with those 3 inches, but who are you talking to? You scold them, FFG. You look straight at through their soul. Shit. As if I would ever be short. What do I look like? Do you see this? Do I look an inch under 5'8"? What am I going to do today? 5'8"? Yeah, do I look like I'm... Actually, no. It's definitely giving 5'11" today. Look at this. Yup, look at this. 5'11". I tower over most of y'all. And that's really what your problem is. Y'all think I'm short because that would make y'all feel better about yourselves. Thank you. I'm going to thank you guys for spending this time with me. I'm going to check in on Rosie's stream when I get off of here to see what it's giving. And I'll get to editing. If I stream tomorrow, because it might be Sunday, but hear me out. If I stream tomorrow, it will be a late night stream. That's the only thing. So as long as you are okay with that, it'll be a late night stream. If not, because I try to do earlier because I know I have international viewers. So the earliest I could do most of the time is 4. But if I do stream tomorrow, it will be a late night stream. So to my international viewers, if you were able to make this one, I appreciate you. I just can't do it often during the week, unfortunately. Now, what I will say is I did prepare a new little outro. It's not complete, but I was just trying to grab as many clips that I could find, at least within this stream. So I hope you guys enjoy the outro. Please, if you enjoyed anything about this stream, please consider leaving a like and please comment for the algorithm. I'd really appreciate it. Later, guys.
Plan for 2025, survive. I've never in my life been told I kind of look like a young Johnny Depp. I think it's messy, that's for sure. But just like, ugh, hate being an adult. I'm gonna need to eat dinner soon. Ridiculous. Because I am who I am. God forbid I have an opinion. So, right now I am the drama. I'm part of the drama.